Everyone, we've just had the press conference for the August 3rd Riyadh season Turkey El Al Sheikh boxing extravaganza in LA. So Riyadh season goes intercontinental. This one had a lot more of there was less theatrics about this one. This was a lot more sort of business-like. This whole card seems a little bit more aimed at the purists, but nonetheless, I think the thing that separates Turkey El Al Sheikh amongst others with their sort of, almost takeover of the high-level boxing scene is, I think in the past people have done this, nowhere near to this degree, but in the past it's often been the case that just having top name fighters on cards is enough. Just get, the elite world champions, doesn't matter who they fight, just as long as you get the elite names on the card. The difference with Turkey El Al Sheikh seems to be having the elite level names on the card isn't enough. He needs them to be in good fights. He needs good fights on the cards. He needs the fights that the fans want to see. Headline names aren't enough. They have to be in good fights with Turkey El Al Sheikh, which is wonderful from a fan point of view. This whole card has got more of a trade card feel about it, if you like. Hasn't got the sort of the more mainstream names that a lot of the Saudi cards have got. This press conference was hosted by, it was called by Michael Buffer, which is great. Great to see the buff man, coolest man in boxing, isn't he still? As a side note, I don't know if you've ever seen, just if you're a boxing fan, you've got to watch it. On Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing podcast, the episode of Michael Buffer is an absolute little gem. Michael Buffer, when you talk about boxing historians, Michael Buffer qualifies for me. He knows it all and way back. And the amount of stories he tells, and, he can do the accents and all that. He plays all the parts and all the stories. Him and Mike have obviously got a fantastic relationship. But, yeah, check that out. It's on Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing podcast. But, okay, so on this, we have got, I'm just going to read this off the screen. So we have got, the main names on this, we have got Andy Cruz against Antonio Moran. We have got David Morrell, who looks great, doesn't he? Against Kalanag, I can't even pronounce that, but we've got Andy Ruiz Jr. against Jarrell Miller. This is a really good fight. Both of these guys, I've always been quite a fan of Andy Ruiz. I think he's got some of the best hands in boxing. I think an on-form, in-shape Ruiz is a really, really good fighter and a threat in the heavyweight division. I used to watch a lot of him on YouTube, a lot of his clips on there, a lot of his training clips. And he's got some super talent. He's got some fantastic hands, Andy Ruiz. And a likeable guy as well, isn't he? You find it hard to dislike Andy Ruiz. And Jarrell Miller, and let's leave the PED stuff aside. We don't need to cover the PED stuff. I've done enough of that on this channel. But leave all that aside. He's another one. You quite find it hard to dislike Jarrell Miller. He's quite a nice guy, isn't he? When all the theatrics are out of the way and the shit talking, and all that, he's quite a nice guy. He's quite a likeable guy. I don't know if I get the feel Jarrell Miller now is gatekeeper already. He's being used as a gatekeeper already. For me, in this, he's an opponent to bring Andy Ruiz back to prominence. For me, I don't know if Jarrell Miller sees that yet, but to me, has a feel that Jarrell Miller now is taking he's taken on the mantle, unbeknown to him, I think, as gatekeeper. But fair play against Daniel Dubois. I think he earned a bit of respect off people, even with the PED stuff. But the world seems accepting of that, and he's on these cards, so we have to take it for what it is. But Jarrell Miller, Andy Ruiz, couple of, again, leaving the shit aside, a couple of quite nice guys. I like Andy Ruiz, and I find it hard to like Jarrell Miller just on seeing his personality. I said before, just because someone's a drug cheat doesn't make them a horrible personality. Unfortunately, it doesn't. I find Jarrell Miller quite likeable. And Andy Ruiz I've always liked. And I really hope we get a good, focused, in-shape Andy Ruiz, because I think he's a great addition to the heavyweight division. And then we've got Pitbull against Jose Venezuela. Again, looks a good fight. Always great to see Isaac Cruz out. So that's really good. And then, that's the name of David Morrell. Great to see David Morrell. Ruiz against Miller, Isaac Cruz, and then the top of the bill, Terence Crawford against Israel Madrimov, which again is a really, really good fight. Yes, Madrimov's only like 10-0, I think, as a pro, but I think, we're regarded by many as the best in that division, in the light middleweight division. So, And Terence Crawford, it's hard not to be, whenever you see Terence Crawford, regardless of whether it's in the ring or not, it's hard not to be just in awe of Terence Crawford, just to the man he is, the way he handles himself. Obviously, the fighter he is. Obviously a modern great. Obviously a generational great. You know, go down as an all-time great. One of, hard to argue against for Terence. Stepping up again, kind of aiming to be. And Bomac was talking about him stepping up to middle and even super middle in this as you know, a proposition for the future. And the only thing probably against Terence's age, isn't it, at this point? But that is a really, really legit, really good fight. Credit to both guys for taking that fight. Credit to Madrimov for taking that sort of 10-0. Will that be, is that his first or second defence of that title? I'm not 100% sure. But and then credit to Terence for taking on someone as legit as that. His first fight moving up. So, yeah, absolutely amazing, superb credit. Like I say, this card's got more of a purist feel about it, and more of a trade feel about this card, but the quality of it is there, isn't it? So, absolutely fantastic. Eddie was there. Eddie is, there was a thing I think Forbes put out, the other day, that I think Matchroom are the highest earning boxing promotional outfit or sports promotional outfit. I'm sure that's just boxing. I'm sure if you had basketball, but yeah. So Eddie's place amongst sort of the monopoly of world boxing is there, isn't it, for all to see? And like I said, Turki El Sheikh, as for this period only, and how long this will last, I don't know. But he's a genuine fan of boxing. The matches he puts together, I think Eddie said on this that he listens to fans, and being a fan himself, he doesn't just want to put big names on cards. He want to put big fights on cards, the fights that the public want to see, and fights that otherwise are probably not getting made, or not at least until one guy's lost or till both guys get to the end of their careers and then it gets made. We're getting the fights that we want, the fan fights that we want. We're getting them now when they're prominent and when they still mean something, and when all the guys are still in their primes, in a sense. So, brilliant. What can you say? This is another great card. And arguably, there was some talk on this about whether this is the best card ever in the United States. And I'll have to look back through this. And, my guys are the historians. I've seen so much boxing and watched so much boxing over time. There's only enough space up here for enough information. So stuff gets pushed out as new stuff comes in. So I don't count myself as a boxing historian. That's not my strong point. But my guys, Joe Stoner and G-Man, will probably take a close look at this, and they'll go through some other big US cards. But you look at the names on there, and you've got to certainly throw this in somewhere amongst those, haven't you? I would imagine. But anyway, yeah, that was it. This was just a quick video to cover this press conference and the announcing of this card, August the 3rd. Headline, Terence Crawford against Israel Madrimov, and a stacked undercard. So superb. Let me know what you guys think. I'm out.